Well, hey there, welcome back. These workouts will be a cross between strength and hypertrophy, so you can feel super strong but also look good AF. I'll be doing lower, upper rest, lower, upper rest. This way I can train hard and recover in between. So without further ado, we're gonna start with quads. See you over there. Getting right into it, I am starting with a dynamic stretch with prayer hands. I'm spreading out my hips, going into a hamstring stretch and back down to spreading out my hips. I'm also praying for my quads because this is going to be a tough one. From here, I'm doing lateral lunges. So I'm just lunging side to side as deep as I can to really open up those hips. I'm going to do about 10 on each side, then some leg swings and hip circles, probably 3 sets of 8 to 10 or just until I feel warm. Directly after this, I'm going into some machine work. So leg extensions, hamstring curls, adductors, and abductors. I'm doing this simply for blood flow to warm up before I get into my actual workout. So I'm using hoist machines, the ones that kind of move with you, not by choice, it's just what was available. I don't actually like the machines that move with you, but nonetheless, 3 sets of 15 on each, gradually increasing the weight, but not too heavy because again, I'm not really going for heavy lifts. I want to just feel warm. This way I could do really good compound movements. Do you guys like to warm up with machines or just stretching and going right into it? Let me know in the comments. Going into it, I am doing squats that are quad focused. I chose the Smith machine so I can really target the quads. And as you can see, I placed my feet up very far ahead of me, going down as far as I can and really squeezing my quads and my booty on the way up. I'm going to be doing working sets, meaning gradually increasing the weight until I get to my working set of about 45 pounds. On each side, so that's about 90. Nothing too crazy on the quads. And then I'm going to be doing 3 sets of 12 to 15 from here. You always want to keep in mind it's a 3-2-1 tempo. You go down nice and slow, hold, squeeze, and power up at the top. See that? I'm removing a little bit of weight, going into Bulgarian split squats, only I'm going to be doing them on the Smith machine just so I can really target those quads. So that front foot is going to be as close to me as possible without falling over, and I'm really just putting all the tension on that quad. I'm going to be coming down 1, 2, 3, hold 1, 2, and push up. I never fully lock out my knees. I always keep a little bit of tension at the top. I find that to be more comfortable. And Bulgarian split squats are hard as hell. They never get easier. So I think 3 sets of 10 to 12 does quite enough for me. Moving on, I'm going to go back on the leg extension, only this time I'm doing a pyramid set. So I'm going to be doing a light set of 6 right here, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm going to be increasing the weight and doing 6 more. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Drop. I'm going to go even heavier and do 6. And notice I'm not going really slow. This is more just me like repping out. Once I'm at this heaviest weight and I do 6, I drop back down 1 plate and I do 6 more. 4, 5, and 6. I am burning at this point, but I'm going to drop it again and do 6 more. This is way harder than it looks. That's why I'm not doing super heavy weight. This is all about volume, and I'm getting a really big pump. Last one. 4, 5, and 6. By this point, my quads are screaming. Yeah, guess what? You're gonna do 3 rounds of that. And if you thought we were done, there's more. We're gonna finish with leg presses. I'm gonna be doing 15 reps with 1 plate, 12 reps with 2 plates, 10 reps with 3 plates, and 8 reps with 4 plates. Finishing with calves if I have the time. Yes, I'm guilty. I skip calves, but here it is, 3 sets of 20 right here on the leg press. You can also do it as a superset. Day 2, this is going to be push. We are doing shoulders and a little bit of triceps. I don't do much chest nowadays just because I don't like it. I have natural chest shreds. I don't need any more chest. But I'm starting here on the machine shoulder press. It's nice and stable. Sometimes I'll switch it up and do barbell overhead presses, but today I really wanted to emphasize my shoulders. So that first one was increasing weights, about 4 sets of 12 to 15. Moving forward, since I'm already warmed up, I'm gonna go ahead and do dumbbell shoulder presses. My working weight is about 30 to 35 pounds, and I'm gonna do 4 sets of 10 to 12, pushing at the top, coming down nice and slow. On my very, very last set, I'm just gonna do as many as I can. Looks like I did about 6. I'm gonna drop the weight and then do 75% of that weight, maybe even less. So I have a 12.5 and I'm just gonna do as many as I can. So I did 6 reps of the 30 pounds and now I'm doing about 12 or so reps of the 12.5. This really, really burns, but this is how you grow those shoulders. Next is a superset. I'm going to do barbell upright rows superset with lat raises in a modified version. So the reason why I love upright rows is because they work the front of your shoulders and also the sides. So I prefer these over front raises, especially because I feel like my front of my shoulders are already quite developed. But here I go and superset in a lat raise. Now, difference is I'm actually seated on the edge of my bench. This way I can hunch forward and then lift up and tilt my wrists like I'm dumping something. And I'm gonna do 3 sets of 15 superset with those 2. Moving on, I have cable rear delt flies. These are gonna work that very back part of that shoulder / back. And I go very light on these only because I tend to feel things in my traps. I'm very trap dominant. So my thing is I'd rather go super, super light squeeze for a good 2 seconds and come back nice and slow, because it's always better to go light and squeeze and actually feel the movement than to try an ego lift and go too heavy and you're not even doing anything. That's just counterproductive. But here I am doing about 15 of those, and I superset with dumbbell rear delt flies, only I do this a little bit differently as well. I'm going to go ahead and sit on the edge of that bench again. Notice the grip in my dumbbells are not actually gripping. So my thumbs aren't actually wrapped around it. My pinkies are really close to that dumbbell on the edge there, and I'm just making a good circle, squeezing that back part of that shoulder, and I go really, really light. I wish I did have a 7.5 dumbbell there, but 3 sets of 15 of both of those, and then moving on to the last superset, which is triceps. So here I am doing a single arm tricep pull down. You want to make sure you're standing on an angle so that you can get that full range of motion from top to bottom. I don't have a grip. I'm just holding on to that little circle thing, and I'm really just squeezing at the bottom there. So as you can see, I adjust myself to make sure I'm on an angle. Sometimes I stand with my feet staggered, but I'm really squeezing at the bottom and I'm coming up nice and slow, which I do for all of my movements majority of the time. Lastly, I'm going to do some dips. Typically, I don't use the assistants, but here I am a little bit tired today. You can use the assisted until you get better at it, or you can always just set yourself up on a bench and dip that way. Okay, so typically I'd take a rest day, and then this would be day 2 of legs, so day 3 of my workouts. I'm starting with hip thrusts. I find the setup to be incredibly annoying, so I'm actually set up on this little tire here with the barbell. This is how I feel it the best. Machines don't work for me because I'm super short and I end up just hurting my hips and I don't feel it where I need to feel it. So I did a warm-up set of the 45-pound bar for 10 reps, and now I went ahead and put 90 pounds on here, and I'm doing about 10 to 15 or pretty much just as many as I can. And then every single round, I just want to keep increasing the weights, even if that means decreasing the reps. You want to squeeze up at the top, take that pause, and come down slow and controlled. I was a little bit psycho and I didn't put clips on the plates there, but it's okay. I made it work. So typically after I do about 4 to 5 rounds sometimes of these, because again, you want to do working sets, and then once you're at your comfortable weight, you want to do at least 3 rounds of that. From there, I was going to do RDLs, but I'm like, nah, I really need to incorporate sumo deadlifts. I'm doing this at a moderate weight. You're gonna hinge forward and then bend on the way down, stand up nice and tall, squeeze at the top, come down slow, glide against your legs. And this is about 10 to 15. I wanna do about 4 sets of these. Next is gonna be walking dumbbell lunges. I actually just grabbed some 30-pound kettlebells. Notice how I'm not walking straight because this is glute focused. So I'm actually stepping out nice and wide, coming down and squeezing my glute as tight as possible on the way up. Your glutes are going to be on fire and you're getting a lot of cardio in because you're actually doing walking lunges with weight. So you'll definitely be out of breath by the time you do even just 1 round of these. But the goal is to do 3 rounds walking back and forth. If you do have to drop the weights on the way back or like maybe on the last round, totally fine. You can also try to challenge yourself and increase the weight every time. Next is lying hamstring curls. So how I'm going to be doing this is 2 sets of 15 and then 2 sets of 25. So even if I have to drop the weight for the 25, I just want a ton of volume here. Now I ran into an ex-client who told me how much better her knees feel after working with me. Such a happy moment, but okay. I'm gonna lastly do some glute cable kickbacks. Excuse me, why is there a hole in the wall? Anyway, I'm gonna be doing 4 sets of 15 on each side. So we're just going straight back to work the glute max. There's many other ways you could do it. You could do glute min, you could do glute med. And on this very last set, I'm doing pulsating glute kickbacks. So you can kick back, pulse, come down. You can even just pulse 10 times, hold at the top. You will be dying in the best way possible. All right, moving on to pull day. So we are doing back and biceps. I am just warming up with this barbell here. I'm not showing any stretches on camera, but I have a lot of other videos that do show proper warm-ups. But after the 45-pound weight, all the way up until I get about 50 pounds on the barbell, and I'm just going to be doing 3 sets of 10 to 12. Make sure you really hinge forward and pull to you. Pause at the top, come down slow. Followed by chest supported rows. We're going to do 3 sets of 10 to 12, squeezing at the top, coming down slow. You want to gradually increase these weights every single time. Next, I'm going to be doing pull-ups and chin-ups. So I'm here on the assisted today. If you don't need assisted, don't do it. I prefer not to, and I prefer to do less reps because that way I can actually squeeze all the way at the top, whereas I feel a little bit limited on the assist. But nonetheless, you want to do 2 of 12 to 15 of each. So 2 pull-ups, 2 chin-ups. The pull-ups are going to work more lats, while the chin-ups work more middle of the back and the biceps. So I like to make sure that I get both in. Be sure, if you are brand new at working out, to watch my other video called How to Transform, because you are not going to be starting with workouts like these, but you will be gradually working your way into workouts like these. And we're going to go ahead and do lat pull downs. Of course, I have to step on the chair to switch the grips. We're going to be doing 4 sets of 10 to 12 pull downs with the same tempo throughout this entire thing. So you want to come on down, stick that chest out and squeeze those shoulder blades together. Take a nice little pause right there. Come up 1, 2, 3, big stretch, and come back down and do the same thing. Every round you want to increase the weight. And again, 4 sets of 10 to 12. Next, we're going to be doing single narrow grip horizontal rows. We want to do 4 sets of 15 on each side. I'm pulling nice and light. The key is people mess this up. They always do like a twist in their wrist and they crank it back. No, you want to keep your hips squared. You want to keep everything nice and forward. You're going to lunge and basically you're going to put that right hip on the edge of the chair there while you're pulling with the right side and vice versa. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to work the middle of the back. To be honest, I can't think of what the heck these are called. I'll put it in the description. But you want to act like you're pulling in a circle. So your body is hinged forward. You're getting that stretch in and you're pulling back and again, still squeezing those shoulder blades together. And it's going to really work those rhomboids. And I want to say a little bit of rear delts too. That definitely works. Does anybody do these? Does anybody know? Lastly, we are going to hit biceps. So I'm going to be doing regular, just barbell bicep curls standing up. You can go ahead and use the preacher curl machine if you really want to concentrate on those biceps and not work your abs. I like to do them standing though, just to change it up. And as always, you're going to pull up 1, hold 1, 2, down 1, 2, 3. You want to do 3 to 4 sets of 15. Now you have the option of supersetting or just doing full out 4 rounds and then moving on to the next bicep, which I'm going to show you. I'm laughing because I don't typically do these and I sometimes feel funny, but these are concentrated dumbbell single arm bicep curls. So you want to kind of go on an angle-ish. I go really light to actually feel it and I just lean against that bench. I'm squeezing, I'm going down. These I find to be super boring, but as you can see, the pump is real. So they're very much worth it if you want sculpted biceps. Okay, the very last day. So we're not going to be destroying our legs again, but we are going to be doing a little bit of legs and a lot of bit of core and just functional movements. This way, you know, we improve all of the other things. So for example, I'm doing farmer's walks in 3 different variations. I'm going to take those kettlebells. The first one you can see I just walked across. The second one, I'm lifting my legs dramatically. And the very third one, I'm actually putting those kettlebells on my shoulders. And again, doing that high kick on each side. And these you want to go very slow and controlled, really focusing on that core, bracing the core, tucking the core. These are going to make all your other movements better. Next is a superset. I'm doing dumbbell sumo squats, glute focused. And what I mean by glute focused is I'm very much hinged forward. My toes are turned out and my legs are very wide. I'm holding tension at the top. I'm coming down. I'm squeezing my booty on the way up. Supersetting with the ultimate quad buster for that little teardrop in the middle of the quads. These are goblet squats on a dumbbell. So my heels are on the dumbbell. If this camera moves down a little bit, you'll be able to see it. So I'm not flat on the floor, but I'm taking that same 50-pound dumbbell. I'm coming down super, super, super slow and controlled, careful with your knees. And then I'm pausing and I'm powering up while squeezing the quads. But we are supersetting this. We are doing 3 sets of 12 to 15. If you want to add 4 sets, go for it. But if it's heavy enough, you don't have to. And if you go really heavy, just do sets of 10. It is tough. Lastly, I'm going to be doing single leg glute bridges. I'm doing them on the floor with my foot against the little box. These are a lot harder than they look too. Feel free to grab a mini band. That makes it even better. But you can do about 15 on each side. I would say even go for 4 sets. You're going to be dripping sweat, especially after everything else you just did. These are also good for the core. And then very, very lastly, I'm just going to go ahead and do some dumbbell V-ups. I'm going to do 4 sets of 20 with a pretty light weight. Feel free to mix it up and add any other ab workouts you like. Wipers, you could do the leg lifts. You could do hanging leg raises. I love those as well. But this is how I end it. And so again, this is my 5-day routine. I like to do a lower upper break, lower upper break, and so forth. Try it however you want. If you have questions, please let me know. Be sure, if you are brand new at working out, to watch my other video called How to Transform, because you are not going to be starting with workouts like these, but you will be gradually working your way into workouts like these. So make sure you do watch that if you are looking to transform the right way in a proper phased manner. And let me know what you think of these workouts. Let me know if you have questions or anything that you can even give me tips on to do better. I would love to hear your feedback. Subscribe to the channel for more workouts, tips, and I'd love to know your thoughts on this. Can't wait to see you in the next one.